So why are we talking about magnetic client attraction? Because I believe going out and chasing down clients is kind of slimy. It's kind of desperate if you're chasing down clients. And quite honestly, the best clients I've ever gotten are the ones who chase me down, who are magnetically attracted to me, which is why I named this magnetic client attraction for fitness professionals, right? And I'm gonna teach you a combination of Facebook, email marketing, and expert positioning that's gonna be one hell of a process for you to deploy and just blow the competition out of the water. So I thought I'd show you some pictures if you don't mind. I'm a big fan of kind of letting people into my life. I love looking into other people's lives. And so there are my two girls right there. That is Cookie and Chloe. Cookie is the furry one with the collar. Chloe is the cute one in pink and white. And Chloe decided to lock herself in there with Cookie. The funny thing is she couldn't get herself out. So of course, as the dad, before I helped her, I decided to actually snap the picture, which was pretty neat. Here we are at Fit Body Bootcamp headquarters, which is where we're filming this today at the intergalactic headquarters at Fit Body Bootcamp. Josh Carter there in the picture. Jeff Sherman worked with us here at the HQ. And one day I walked in and all three of us were wearing red. So I thought, fellas, we must have coordinated. So let's take a picture. There's me and Josh Carter at a shooting range. This is pretty cool because it's not just a shooting range. One of his clients at his location, the client is this woman, and her husband is the guy who teaches tactical pistol shooting to police officers for the LAPD. And so Josh was able to hook it up where we got to train with cops going through their tactical course, which was pretty neat. And not everyone gets to do this. And thank you, Josh, for talking your client and of course her talking her husband into it. This was a really fun experience. So what looks like we're wearing Mickey ears are actually, kind of the noise reduction earmuffs. And on our hips there, Josh has a Glock 22 and I've got a Glock 19, which is a 40 caliber and a 9mm for those of you gun fans like me. This is just from a couple of weeks ago. Bill Phillips, you guys remember Bill Phillips, Body for Life Transformation? We were hanging out together at Joe Polish's office a couple of weeks ago. And he's got a new thing he's working on, and I was able to kind of give my input and hopefully be able to help him out with this new thing that he's doing over the next few months and year to come. So we'll have to keep that under wraps for now. But Bill Phillips was a huge influence in my life specifically because it was the Body for Life book that I read that I not only applied to myself, but ended up using with clients, putting them on Bill Phillips's 12-week challenge, because it had a beginning and an end. And this was like in 96, 97, when I first got into personal training. And I can't tell you how many people Bill Phillips has impacted. I'm sure he's probably impacted you. In fact, if you are a Bill Phillips fan, if he has impacted you, give me some likes and loves and what are those cool little doohickeys are on this live cast. So, who's this? This is Randy Couture, 6-time UFC world champion. Randy Couture also, he acted in several movies. The most recent was The Expendables with Sylvester Stallone, right? So there he is. He came to Fitness Business Summit to speak and to hang out because he owns a gym in Las Vegas, and I was able to help him out with his gym as well. And Randy is a very quiet, gentle, humble guy. But when he gets in the ring, he turns into a monster. And he and I did this reality show together on Spike TV called Gym Rescue. It was a spin-off of Bar Rescue. And it was a pretty fun experience, but when the cameras turned off, I said, hey, Randy, what do you say we grapple a little bit? And the guy turned into a human bear and was just toying with me. And I weigh 230 pounds, and he was just toying with me. The power that this guy has and the ability to move himself around, it's just amazing. And that of course, is Kara Eckerman. She's one of our Fit Body Bootcamp owners. So what are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about magnetic client attraction for you, the fitness professional, and how you can get more clients, make more income, and make a bigger impact throughout your community. I'm guessing that if you're like me, if you're in the fitness industry because you're all about changing lives, helping people live better lives through fitness and better nutrition and health and optimism and positive thinking and being, right? Then odds are you want to make a bigger impact with that. And if you're going to make a bigger impact, well, hell, you've got to get more clients on board. And this is what we're going to do. So, a couple more pictures real quick. This is from my birthday party last year. I invited all my coaching clients to the beach house in Dana Point, and that is actually Michael Perella next to me. So I'm the guy in the blue, and in that picture, I'm wearing the Fitness Business Summit shirt, and Michael Perella is right next to me, and he is actually the founder of I Love Kickboxing franchise, and he's been a coaching client for a long time, and he modeled I Love Kickboxing after Fit Body Boot Camp, and today I Love Kickboxing has become this massive, massive animal of a program, and I'm super proud of him. But this was a really fun time for my birthday. Got to take a whole week off and just hang out at the beach house in Dana Point. There's me and a few clients. I believe it's Shauna Kaminsky and Nadine Vanderhoeven in beautiful Dana Point Harbor. Surfing. So there was no, the sets of waves had died down at that point, and the surfboard that you see in the foreground, that is Ahmed Tafti's board. He works here at the HQ with us, and he was kind enough to take a picture with his GoPro. And of course, there's the entire crew of people that I took out surfing that weekend. We had a wonderful time, a great time, and hopefully, who knows, maybe you can come out to a workshop one day and or a mastermind or something, and we'll end up surfing. That's just something I really love to do and love exposing a lot of my clients to surfing because it's such a cool, peaceful, gentle thing to do, especially in Dana Point. I mean, we don't go in there when it's like 15, 20-foot waves. We go in there when it's like 3 and 4 foot waves, and we have a great time without getting pummeled. All right, last week, I have yet to pick up a copy, but last week, I ended up on the cover of a magazine, and I didn't even realize who else was on the cover. It's J-Lo, until Jason Ferrugia sent me a text message, and he said, hey, you know, I saw the cover of the magazine at my grocery store or newsstand or wherever, and he goes, it's surprising that you've got the largest picture on the cover and J-Lo's in the corner. I don't know how it happened. Listen, you keep your head down and you grind for 15 years, you work your nuts off, you fail and you get back up, and before you know it, people are asking you and interviewing you for articles. I had no idea it was gonna be a cover article, and it was, and I'm very grateful and thankful for this. So I think it's at your local newsstand and at your grocery stores, at Barnes & Noble, so feel free to pick it up and let me know how you like the article. That, of course, is Jennifer. She's one of my coaching clients. She's got an online personal training business. She's also a fitness competitor and model, and she opened up the magazine, got the magazine, and took a picture and, of course, sent it to me. That is my serious face that you see. I don't know why they use that picture, but when you have a face like this, no picture will do it justice anyway. And I think this is one of the last pictures I wanted to share with you guys. A few weeks ago, I took the 7-Figure Formula Mastermind group. We were in Las Vegas for the actual mastermind, and I took them hiking to Red Rock. So, you know, I assume all of you at some point are going to end up in Las Vegas at some point for some reason, whether it's fun or business or a combination of the two. Make sure you go to Red Rock. Go to Red Rock Canyon, go hiking, go early in the morning. It is beautiful. It is beautiful, spectacular. So everybody you see there, these are members of my 7-Figure Formula Mastermind group, which is the mastermind group for personal training studios and gym owners and boot camp owners, right? So what makes a fitness business fun, profitable, and easy to grow? You ever ask yourself that question? Think about it. If you're in business, you're probably in business for 2 reasons. 1, you figure you've got this entrepreneurial gene and you want to maximize it. And 2, you have this greater impact that you want to make. Otherwise, you would just go get yourself a safe, secure job, right? So if you're going to go into business and if you're going to be an entrepreneur, then you might as well make more money than you would if you were in a job, right? And you might as well have more fun doing it, right? So I kind of ask myself all the time, whenever I start a new company, a new venture, I say, you know, how can I make it fun, profitable, and easy to grow? If I can't do those 3 things, I might as well go get a job. Well, here's one way. A fun business, a profitable business, an easy to grow business is typically a good product or service for a target market, right? So easy, fun, profitable business to grow has to be a business that caters to a very specific market, right? If you say that you do personal training or boot camps for men and women 8 to 80, you are not going to have an easy or profitable business to grow, right? You're going to want a clean, modern, welcoming gym or boot camp. If it's not clean, if it's not modern, if it's not welcoming, your competition is going to eat you up alive, right? Gone are the days of having plastic chairs, of having a chip on the wall, of having the paint half painted. The place can't smell like rotten eggs and broccoli, right? The place has to be clean, modern, welcoming if you want the clients to come, to pay, stay, and refer, right? So that's really important for you. You've got to have a reliable lead generation process. It can't just be flying by the seat of your pants. And that's what I'm going to show you today, a reliable lead generation process where consistently, like clockwork, you get leads and prospects to come in, and your job is to convert them into paying clients, right? And so these leads have to become prospects, because a prospect is someone who's pre-qualified and they're ready to buy, right? That's the difference. It goes lead, actually it starts way over here, with suspect, lead, prospect, client, right? And so you got to take them through that life cycle. That's your job as the entrepreneur, as the business owner. And so you need to have a proven lead to client conversion process. This is just a long way of saying you got to have a sales process. If you don't have a sales process and you are just, asking people like, so what do you think? Do you want to start a personal training program? So what do you think? Do you want to start doing boot camps with us? They're going to go, I need to think about it. I got to go ask my spouse. I don't have much time. It's too expensive for me, right? Back in the day when I didn't even know how to close, I did a mediocre job asking for the sale, and someone goes, it's just too expensive for me. Thanks. I need to go home and think about it. And I go, I haven't even told you what my program prices are. I mean, that's how bad my selling was, right? And so I'm gonna help you in this process so that you get the most qualified leads and so that you have the ability to convert those leads into paying clients intentionally and not accidentally. Of course, your programs have to be results-based. If you want a business that's profitable, you want a business that's fun, you want a business that's easy to grow, then your clients have to get results. They can't just feel good about themselves, right? Being strong, being able to do more push-ups is great. They want to see quantifiable numbers on the scale, on the tape measure, on the body fat tester. They want to see results. That is the only time that they're going to go and tell their friends, family, and coworkers about you. That's just the reality of it, man. I'm here to deliver the truth. And of course, you have to build a business, a gym, boot camp, box, studio, whatever, that is a community, a culture. It's got to be a second home, right? Starbucks' whole thing is, we are your second home, right? So before you go from home to work, the second home is Starbucks. Before you go from work to home, the second home is Starbucks, right? Your boot camp or gym needs to be that second home. There needs to be a community, a sense of culture in there so that people don't want to disconnect. See, when you have community and culture, you create what's known as a pain of disconnect. And when you have that pain of disconnect, you've got a better business because nobody wants to leave and everybody wants to refer, right? Of course, then you have to have a systemized referral generation process, right? So the two things that have to be reliable and systemized are referrals and lead generation. Because you could be the best trainer on the planet who shows amazing results and you have great ideas for building community and culture. If you don't have a consistent and reliable lead generation process and you don't have a consistent and reliable referral getting process, you are, right? You know what I mean? Yes, let's do this. So I'm going to give you some examples and I'm going to actually show you exactly what my clients are doing right now. So I'm going to give you examples of some of my clients just so you get an idea. Does the stuff really work that Bedros talks about? I don't know. Listen. Today with the internet, on Facebook, on Instagram, everybody's a fucking expert, right? Listen, everybody's an expert. You can run ads tomorrow and say, you're the expert at helping personal trainers grow their business to multiple 6 figures and 7 figures. You know what the difference is between you and me? I've done that. I've helped 11 personal trainers build 7-figure businesses and over 1,000 of them build multiple 6-figure businesses, right? And so I can prove it where the person who's a charlatan can't. And so if you're like me, you subscribe to the old trust but verify. Look, I trust what you're saying, but I want to verify. So I believe I've got an obligation to prove to you that I can actually deliver, right? So the best way to do that is to show you my clients who have gotten amazing results. And these are not, by the way, my top clients who are making multiple 7 figures now, and some are making, 800, 900,000 a year from 1 or 2 locations combined. These are clients who are just now getting into my ethers, my most recent coaching clients, right? So let's watch what it is they do in just a moment, but I'm going to show you the process that we use, right? The process is this. We go from Facebook, we look for suspects, we then go into email marketing through prospects, right? Because we take these suspects and we get them on our email list, and we make them prospects, and then we make them into paying clients. Does this make sense to you? I hope it does. I'm going to show you how, right? So I want you to look at it this way. Everybody on Facebook in your community is a suspect. So if you're running ads to all the women in Louisville, Kentucky, right? If you're running ads in Louisville, Kentucky for women 32 to 58 years old for your fitness program, guess what? They're all suspects right now. The ones that are prospects are the ones that raise their hand and say, hey, I am interested in fitness. I am interested in fat loss. I do want to be healthier, have more confidence. Those people need to end up on your email list and into your ecosystem, right? So your job is to find the most interested suspects and turn them into paying clients. But there's a process for that. For that to happen, you got to get with your ads, you got to show to all of the suspects, but then the offer has to be so good, like a free report or whatever, and I'm going to show you some examples of that, how to make the right offer and what the right offer should look like in an actual ad. I'm going to show you that, so that you can get them onto your ecosystem. What the fuck is an ecosystem, you say? Well, the ecosystem is your email list. Because if you have people right now on Facebook that you're marketing to, even if they're on your fan page and they're friends on your profile, they're not yours. They belong to Facebook, right? They belong to Facebook. And if Facebook decides that tomorrow they're going to triple the amount that they charge to get leads, then you're screwed. So your job is to get as many people off of Facebook and onto your email list as possible. That's when they become yours, and that's when they're in your ecosystem. You got that? And once they're in your ecosystem, you can now market to them basically for free, right? For free, because now they're on their email list. You don't have to run another ad to market to them. And so I'm going to show you that. And when they're in your ecosystem, when they're on your email list, you get to build the know, the like, the trust, and the expert factor, right? People will only buy from us when they know us, like us, trust us, and see us as an expert. That's just a reality. Because you and I, we're not selling Subway sandwiches. We're not selling a cup of Starbucks coffee that's $5 or $10. We are selling long-term programs that cost a couple hundred to as much as $1,000 a month. Now, if you're doing one-on-one personal training, you might be charging $800, $900, $1,000 a month. You think that if someone's going to buy from you impulsively? Absolutely not. They have to know you, like you, trust you, and see you as an expert in that specific thing that you do, whether it's fat loss, muscle building, performance, right? That is the only time they'll commit to buying from you. And of course, you can't just say, hey, now that you know, like, and trust me and think that I'm the expert, start paying me $1,000 a month. You first have to offer them a low barrier offer, which I'm going to show you some of the best converting low barrier offers. And of course, you can model your marketing off that. What's a low barrier offer? It's a program that's under 30 days long and that's under $100 in cost one time, right? So what we found is people are willing to pay, $47 for 14 days, $67 for 21 days, $99 for 28 days, right? So it's a low-priced trial program. Your goal, of course, while they're on that trial program, is to win them over and convert them using the closed client system into long-term paying clients, right? So then, who do we have? We've got Brian Stecker. He's a coaching client. Actually, Brian, and congratulations to Brian, he just retired from the Air Force. I know he looks like he's 17 years old, but believe it or not, he just retired from the Air Force after 20 years, and he joined my mastermind just last year. Like, it's been just over a year and a couple months that he's been on board. So he said, hey, I started using this process that Bedros is going to show you in May of 2015. Within the first month, I had 91 low barrier offer clients sold. Today, I have 250 paying clients, right? Like actual long-term 250 paying clients. Went into the Air Force, got out of the Air Force, and was still, I believe, he was active duty, right? And while doing that, he also has his personal training gym in Vancouver, Washington. But the man was an awesome trainer. He just didn't know how to run the business. Dentists come out of dental school all day long, and they know how to extract teeth and fix your root canal issues, et cetera, but they don't know how to run the business. And that's why they have such a high suicide rate, because they accumulate so much debt that they end up, unfortunately, killing themselves or going bankrupt in the best case scenario. Some of them will go find the expert in their industry to help them with their business. And so what Brian did is he got on board with me, and we helped him out in this process I'm going to share with you for free. And well, he got 250 paying clients. Not a bad gig. I mean, at $197 a month, that's a multiple six-figure business the guy has, right? Not a bad gig. Zach Zubak, right? Zach is a really cool cat. He just got on board, I don't know, 3 months ago, right? March of 2016. And when he got on board, his EFT, by the way, means electronic fund transfer, his monthly recurring revenue that he was getting from all his clients was between $5,000 and $6,000 a month. Well, guess what? Just this past month in July, he hit $25,000, and he used this exact process that I'm about to show you, right? And so if it worked for him to go from $5,000 a month to $25,000 a month and growing, by the way, it's going to work for you, right? And he's, by the way, in Pennsylvania. In case you're wondering, like, hey, is he in California? Maybe that's why. No, he's in Pennsylvania. Rachel's a really kick-ass woman. She is in Wisconsin. And I love what she wrote. She goes, my email list was non-existent. She had 0 email list a year ago. 0 people on her email list, and was like, help, I'm drowning. I don't know how to build a business. The competition's killing me. All I'm doing is lowering my prices and just throwing different ads out, hoping that it works. And when you lower your prices, by the way, you just keep eroding the value that you deliver. So as inflation and cost of living goes up and you lower your prices, that's really how you go bankrupt and you go out of business. So don't be dumb. Don't lower your prices, okay? Raise your prices, raise the value, and understand and learn how to market and sell. And that's what I'm here to teach you. That's my passion, my purpose. That's what God has put me on this planet to do, and that's what I'm going to do, right? But you have to take the action on the stuff I'm going to show you. So anyway, within a year, Rachel went from 0 email list to 2,200 people on her email list. And now she's grossing over $20,000 a month, and her business keeps growing every day. What do you know? This process works, right? Here's Carl. Carl is in the Bay Area. This dude is one of the hardest working guys I know. And if I'm not mistaken, Carl had told me a story that he had gotten drafted by an NFL team and a injury sidelined him. But anyway, hey, thankfully for that, right? When one door closes, another door opens. He got into the fitness space, and he is helping people change lives left and right. But he's in my 7-figure formula mastermind group, and when he got on board just last year, he was averaging about $4,000 a month. Now his EFT, his monthly recurring payments that he gets from his clients, are $32,000 a month, right? And he's on his way to hitting $40,000 a month in 90 days. Again, he's not a unicorn. He's not a unique snowflake. There's nothing unique and magical about him other than he's a hard worker, and he took his idea of fitness, right? And he opened up the doors, and he realized that it's not build it and they will come. It's build it, market the shit out of it, sell it, deliver value, tell the whole world about it, and they will come, right? And so that's what we did, but we did it in a really smart, systemized way so that he still has a good life. He just recently got married, and the last thing you want to do is get married and then show up late every night to home, because that's just not a good thing to happen, right? All right, this is Rob. Rob is pretty cool. He's just pretty cool. No, Rob is really cool. He's got an amazing story. He won't mind me sharing this. Rob actually made a very bad decision long time ago. I don't know, some 15 years ago, made a very bad decision. He was hooked on painkillers. Before you know it, he started selling painkillers. He fell asleep while driving, and his car was parked at an intersection. He had his foot on the brake, but the cops pulled him over, and they saw that he was not only taking painkillers, but selling them. And the judge, who Rob thought he was just going to get this slap on the wrist, that's what his attorney told him, the man had just over 7 years in jail. And every day that Rob was in jail, in prison, all he wanted to do was come out and get a low-paying job at Taco Bell so that he can struggle for a paycheck. That's all he kept saying to himself. And when I come out and I'm struggling for a paycheck, I'm going to figure out how I can add value to the world, to the community. Now, he was a fat dude. He decided he needs to get in shape. He fell in love with fitness, and he decided his path is fitness. He completely changed his life. I love this guy to pieces. So within the last 10 months, I've only been coaching him for 10 months. He hasn't even been on board my coaching program for a full 12 months, which is the term of my coaching program. If you want to coach with me for a month, too bad, we're not going to do it. You do 12 months, I promise you I will change your life, your world, your understanding of income, freedom, opportunity, etc. And so within the last 10 months, he's gone from just having 40 clients and about $7,000 a month in revenue to now having over 220 clients and $30,000 a month, right, in revenue. Not a bad gig. That's a pretty substantial increase in pay over a 10-month period, right? And again, he used the systems that I'm about to show you here and now. So let's stop right there for a moment, and let me just share with you that there are only two ways to use email marketing and Facebook to kill it in your fitness business. And those two ways are this. One, you're gonna run list building ads, right? So you're gonna run ads on Facebook to build your email list. You're gonna love up your email list because these are actual humans, these are people in the community, they're your neighbors, you're probably driving by them every day. So we're not just gonna send them an email and say, buy my shit, right? See, that's what the amateur does. What the pro does is they love up that list. They build a relationship with that list. They send fitness articles, they send nutrition tips, they send healthy recipes to that list. They go onto the Starbucks website. You should go onto the Starbucks website and find the 5 unhealthiest drinks, highest calorie drinks, and find the 5 healthiest or at least lowest calorie drinks. And write up an email and send it to your email list. Hey, I know you love Starbucks like I do. Well, if you drink these 5 high calorie drinks, stop it. Instead, switch over to these 5 lower calorie but still delicious drinks. I've done the research for you. Here you go, right? You become a value adder. And what you're really doing is you're building goodwill. You're demonstrating expertise, right? You might send out an email the next week that is a before and after picture of a client, someone who's local, right? And you share their stories. It's kind of called a case study. What I just showed you right now, I showed you 4 case studies, didn't I, of actual people in our industry. So you've got to showcase case studies because you may say you're the best trainer on the planet. I believe you, but they don't believe you. You've got to prove it. And for you to prove it, they have to know, like, and trust you and see you as an expert. That is the only time they're going to part with their money and tell their friends about you, right? So that's really important for you to understand. You got to build a list. You got to love up that email list. And you can periodically ask that list to give you money by making them low barrier offers, right? The second way to do it is you're actually just going to run ads on Facebook that go directly to low barrier offers, which are like 14-day fat furnace for $47, 21-day rapid fat loss program for $67, 28-day flat belly program for $99, right? Just ad that goes directly to the sales page, right? But when you do that, you're going to capture their email address first. And I'm going to show you how. I'm going to show you what that looks like. So he goes add to the sales page. When they click, yes, I want it, buy now, they don't go to the shopping cart. You know why? Because 75% of people who hit your shopping cart abandon it without ever giving you their credit card. So when they hit buy now on your 14-day fat furnace or whatever your low barrier offer is, you got to capture their email first. So there's this intermediary step, right? You capture their email, and then you drop them on the shopping cart. Those who buy, great. Those who don't buy, which is 75% of them, now you've got their email address to build rapport, to build trust, to get them to know, like, and trust you, right? Become the expert in their eyes, and then make them another offer, 3 weeks or a month from now. Doesn't that make sense? And I hope you're if you've run ads on Facebook and you're like, fuck, man, my ads don't work, I don't know what it is, and you're blaming you're blaming Facebook, you're blaming your community, you're blaming your lack of writing copy, odds are it's a process problem. And now that I'm explaining the process to you, it should make total sense why it wasn't working out for you. So, why should you be building your email list? Well, you get a captive audience for one, right? Take them off of Facebook where you have no control over those people and you move them onto your email list. Now you got a captive audience of the most qualified prospects. That's a pretty damn good thing to have because it's pretty much like having clients on tap. You hit send to an offer and you get clients, right? Your marketing costs are drastically reduced. If you're going to spend money on Facebook, you might as well spend money on Facebook to build an email list so that once you get that email list, you don't have to spend any more money to send them marketing emails and content emails, right? Relationship building emails, goodwill building emails, right? So those are all the things you can do for free without ever spending more money on Facebook. So your cost of marketing goes down when you build an email list. Of course, it's like having clients on tap, like I said. And that doesn't mean that every week you're going to send out an email for buy my shit. That means you're going to deliver value, you're going to deliver content, you're going to deliver articles, you're going to deliver videos, right? And then you're going to make them an offer. And when you do that, you're going to blow your competition out of the water, I promise you. And of course, it's the fastest and easiest way to build the know, like, trust factor, the expert factor, because again, it's a captive audience and you get to go into their inbox. They take their time to read about you and your article, see a case study, etc. And this is how a relationship is built. You go from now you become the suspect, right? You go from a suspect to a trusted authority. And that's what you want to be. You want to be a trusted authority before you ever ask them for money, right? I hope that makes sense. Now, of course, if you have an email list and your competition doesn't, well, you're going to crush your competition, right? So then, an email list, what is that all about? So I'll share, here's an opt-in. I just kind of cut and paste this from one of my clients, Summer Montalban, summersfitness.com. If you want to go check it out, please do not steal her before and after pictures. She will sue you. I will encourage her to sue you. Just model your shit after this. Do not steal other people's before and after pictures. There's so many jackasses out there to do that. Don't be that person, all right? Model your stuff after this. But look what she does. This is a page off her website, and it says, hey, here's a free trial, right? Try 1 full week absolutely free of our boot camp. Just give us your name, email address, and phone number. I think it's a phone number. Yeah, and phone number. How cool is that? She's building an email list in exchange for offering a free week. She's getting their phone number so she can follow up with them. Do you think she's successful? Yes, super successful, right? And of course, if you look, she's got before and after pictures there, right? Right above the opt-in. Why? Because no one's going to give you the contact info unless it's proven that you deliver results. So not only does she have before and after pictures here, she actually has a video here with tons of before and after pictures of people working out there. So you know what you're about to get, and you know that she's a badass when you get it. So you're willing to give your name, email, and phone number. Makes sense, right? So if you use FitPro Newsletter, and if you don't use FitPro Newsletter, you should, but here's just one of the three of like 12 different opt-ins, free reports that we give you, right? So one of them is fat-burning foods, right? And you just put this opt-in on your website, and you can capture their email address in exchange for the free report. You don't even have to write the report. We wrote it for you. 42 delicious fat-burning recipes. This is one of our best performing opt-ins right now for FitPro Newsletter. And it's a great recipe book, very delicious recipes, very healthy. And again, they give you their email address, and you give them, or automatically they get the download of the ebook, right? And of course, 7 metabolism boosting exercises they could do at home. This is really cool. Again, email address in exchange, and we've got like a dozen more of these within FitPro Newsletter. By the way, if you're wondering, well, what the heck is FitPro Newsletter? It's an email service provider, and I'll be talking about that afterwards if you're curious. So how do we use Facebook ads to build a list? Well, here's an ad of one of our Fit Body Bootcamp owners, right? So I'm going to show you like the things that are working in my circle, right? I'm pulling the curtains back. Here's a Fit Body Bootcamp owner, East Orange Fit Body Bootcamp, and here's what the ad says. East Orange residents, right? Because that's who we're marketing to. We're giving away free 6-month membership to one lucky lady who wants to lose 20 pounds or more, right? So we've targeted this ad to women, right? The owner of this Fit Body Bootcamp has targeted the ad to women in East Orange County, or the city of Orange. And what she's giving away, or he's giving away, is the opportunity to win 6 months free membership, right? Here's what that looks like. So when they click on that ad, they go to a page like this. It says, hey, our grand opening is coming soon. We're about to open the doors. There's our address. Enter your email address to get $1,200 value of membership to Fit Body Bootcamp. A really cool video, right, that he's got. So of course, when they click this, they enter, and that's how he builds his email list. Of course, one person will ultimately win the 6 months, but hundreds of people, thousands of people who have opted in, which means they've shown interest, they went from being a suspect to a prospect. Now he's got these hundreds or thousands of people that he can build more trust and value with, and then offer them a low barrier offer weeks down the line. You see how we quickly scale businesses? That's the secret, right? So here's another one for you, a list building ad. This one is a list building ad and a sales generation ad in one. Well, what do you mean, Bedros? Let's take a look. This is our Santa Barbara Fit Body Bootcamp location. Again, I want to show you like actual locations of either coaching clients or Fit Body Bootcamp owners because I know their numbers. See, I don't believe when someone goes, this ad worked for me and this page worked for me, I go, bullshit. But if I know their numbers, then I'll share it with you. And these are proven numbers. So here's the offer, and I think it's pretty smart what they did with these little emojis, right? Give yourself and your family the greatest gift of health, right? Try Santa Barbara Fit Body Bootcamp free for 3 full days, right? Look what a low barrier offer that is. Hey, try it for 3 full days, right? And you'll see the difference in just 30 minutes a day. And then there's like, a little fire for the afterburn workouts that we do, a bikini, a cute little dress, and then the little emoji of the, lady with the salsa dancing or whatever the fuck she's doing. A really cool picture, and then try us free, call to action, right? Try us free. You click and you go to a page like this. Oh my gosh, look at that. Cool picture, clean website. Try our Fit Body Bootcamp afterburn workouts. Free for 3 days. When they click that try it free button, here's what happens next. Step 2, enter your email address. When they enter their email address, guess what happens next? Yes, they get a voucher delivered to them via email, but something else happens. We capture their email address and the person gets a voucher for 3 free workouts, but then they land on a sales page that says, 3 days are cool, but don't you want to do 21 days? If you do, we're taking 76% off our popular 21-day rapid fat loss program, and it's only $67 now, right? So for every, let's say, 8 to 10 people that opt in for the 3 free workouts, one of them is going to buy this low barrier offer for $67. Now, do you think that this offer, the people who buy this offer, are more qualified than the people who opted in? Absolutely. So you're going to reach out to them first. You're going to obviously love them up first and make them an offer to buy first. That doesn't mean that the rest are not qualified. That just means the rest have a little more skepticism than the people who bought the offer on the next page. I hope that makes sense to you. Let's go over some of the elements here that you might be interested in. We want urgency. So we let them know that it's 76% off and we've got a timer ticking away, right? We showcase a great video, a very high impact video that shows the workouts, shows many people getting the results, working out at a Fit Body Bootcamp. And the site is very clean. It's not congested. It doesn't look like that you made it on Dreamweaver or you tried to make it yourself, right? You got to have a clean site. You can go to elance.com, odesk.com, fiverr.com and have a clean site made. Don't try and make it yourself and make it look shitty, because if it looks shitty, they're not going to trust you. And to that point, let me give you an example. If we have time. Do we have time? We have time. All right. So check this out. I got this box in the mail the other day. As soon as I saw the black box, I knew what it was. And so I was saving this because I thought maybe I could share it with you. Box comes in the mail. I open it up, and I don't know if you can tell here. Here's how it's packaged up. It's got like padding in it, right? It's got padding in it. And you take the box out from the padded, this other box, nice little leather handle, and it says Centurion on it, right? You open it up, and it's just a business card, a black business card that says Centurion, right? Like, what the hell is this? I flip it over, it says, oh, you're invited to apply because you qualify for a American Express black card. And then there's a phone number of this guy, William, that I'm supposed to contact. Now listen, we have American Express. It works just fine. I don't think I'm ever going to do this. It's not something I'm willing to do. Costs like $7,000 just to apply, and then $2,500 a year for the card. Yeah, you get a concierge and all this bullshit, but I've got an American Express card and it works just fine, right? The deal is they delivered in such an amazing way. This is what I wanted to show you. If they just sent me this card in the mail, I would have thrown it away. But because they sent this card in this fashion, right, packaged up, guess what? I opened it, looked at it, and quite honestly, I'm about 70% sure I'm not going to do it. 30% I consider, well, maybe it's worth the $7,000, right? I mean, we spend a lot of money with American Express, and that's why we qualify. But the bottom line is, I already have an American Express card. What do I need a concierge for? I've got a whole army of assistants back behind me who help me out. But this, the way they deliver their message, impactful, clean, crisp. It says high value. It says do not ignore me, right? That's what you want online as well. All right, let's get rid of that shit. So, moving on. I get excited about this stuff. All right, so once they opt in for your free offer, what do? Well, then you show them the opportunity to buy a low barrier offer, which I just showed you there, right? So what else do we have? Here's another one. This is in Lutz, Florida. 21-day program starting, only $67, a few days left, right? We're looking for 29 women to come and do this thing for 21 days. You click on the link and you go to a page like this, right? Introducing the 21-day summer slim down, 76% off. And of course, when they hit enroll now, guess what happens? They give the email address. and then they go to the shopping cart because this one is already making a sale, if I'm not $67, right? They go right to the shopping cart. I hope that made sense to you. All right, here's another one of my coaching clients, Synergy Personal Training, Northern California, I believe Fresno. Yeah, look at that, 19 spots left in this Facebook-only offer, 21 days for $21 for their boot camp, right? Expires, you got to have a sense of urgency. Expires June 30th, right? A really cool picture of everybody, lots of people having fun. There's the link. You click on it. You go to a page that says, hey, here's my 21-day program. $21, just like he promised on the ad. People buy, his business grows, right? Simple as that. But that's what happens first, right? So let's do that again. Ad, people see the ad on Facebook, they go here next, right? They see the sales page, they say, yes, I want it, and they click the buy now button for $21. They are not allowed to buy until they enter their name, email, and phone number. We capture the contact information first, and then we drop them on the shopping cart, right? That's what the shopping cart looks like. So that 75% of the people who bounce, who leave the shopping cart, he can still market to because he's got their phone number, their name, and their email address. That's how you build an empire, man. You get it? I hope you do. All right, so what you need to explode your business. I think this might be my last slide, and then I'll take some Q&As from you guys if you want. You need to activate your Facebook ad account, right? I mean, you need to do that, or you have to hire a professional like the people at fitnessmarketer.com. You have to do one or the other. You have to have an active Facebook ad account. So go to the bottom of Facebook and click on, Ad Manager and either learn to do it or hire an expert. Thing number 2 that you need to get an email service provider. Like, where are you going to capture the email addresses? Don't think you're going to use Hotmail or Yahoo or Gmail to BCC or CC everybody and send out a mass email through Gmail. That's not how you do it, right? You need a proper email service provider like FitPro Newsletter. And it actually sends out great content on your behalf, right? Automatically. We write the content in the articles, it goes out on your behalf, and it looks like it's coming from you to your prospects. How cool is that? You can go in there and edit the content whenever you want. Just check it out, fitpronewsletter.com. It's like $1 for 30 days. You ought to check it out and see if it's right for you. You're also probably going to need something like ClickFunnels, right? So if you go to getclickfunnelsnow.com, you can get ClickFunnels, because ClickFunnels is how you're going to make those web pages if you want the experience to make them. That's the best platform to make them on, ClickFunnels Now, or getclickfunnelsnow.com. And when you use ClickFunnels, it's easy enough to make these funnels, right? Where it goes from an ad to a page, and then they opt in, and then they go to a shopping cart. So consider that. So if you want someone to hire, like, hey, I just want it done on my own, who do I hire? Listen, Jeff and Carlo at Fitness Marketer, right? Fitnessmarketer.com, go there, fill out the little form, get on the phone with Carlo. He'll tell you if he can help you run your ads, run your promotions and campaigns on Facebook so that you don't have to lift a finger. And if you find it's right for you, do it, right? I love outsourcing as much of my work as possible, right? Of course, if you don't want to do it yourself, you've got to outsource it to a professional. And so in this world, in our world, it's Fitness Marketer, right? So let's take some questions here. All right, Robbie, thank you. Great stuff. Awesome. What else do we have? Oh, wow. Holy cow, these questions. All right, I'm going to probably only answer like 5 or 10 questions here. So Jonathan says, I've been a member of the Online Info Ignition. What is the next level up from the Online Info Ignition? Still rebuilding my income after my wedding. Hey, congratulations on your wedding, Jonathan. So I can't do Mastermind yet. Then stay in the Online Info Ignition, Jonathan, all right? And the next time, because the September one is already sold out, the next time I believe is in November. Craig and I offer the one-day mastermind. Jump on that. Come to a one-day mastermind with me and Craig, because you're going to have a full 8-hour day of full immersion in the info business. And that's your next natural progression into growing your online empire. All right. Boggy says, Bedros, thank you for your box and filling up. Oh, thank you for your inbox and filling it up with running in the room. How would you advise us to expand or move to a larger space with limited funding? All right, so if you need money and you want to expand out of the box or building that you're in, you probably have these amazing clients. Every personal trainer has at least 3 to 5 amazing clients that are going to be with you for life. So you go up to them and you say, hey, look, would you pay me $5,000, $6,000, $7,000? Now, this only works well if you're running group trainings or boot camp, right? If you're doing one-on-one, this what I'm about to teach you here does not work. But if you need money and you don't have the funds and you don't want to go to a bank, you go to your best clients and you sell them a 5-year lifetime membership, but all paid in full for 40% off, 50% off, right? So they might pay you $6,000 for the next 5 years for boot camp. You get 3 or 4 people to pay you $6,000, now you got like over $20,000 on hand, right? So depending on how much you need, you can determine what kind of offer you're going to make. And I call that the paid in full tsunami, and I teach that to my coaching clients. And I've got a whole email script and phone script to use where you don't sound like a doofus, trying to fall over yourself. But it's basically common sense, right? That these people are going to be around for a long time anyway. You're making them an amazing deal for them to pay upfront now for a long period of time so they can fund your growth. That's a very good question. All right, that was Boggy. Timothy says, how do I distribute the email list once I build it? What's your recommendation? No, easy enough. If you have FitPro newsletter, you just log in and you go, hey, these are my prospects, these are clients, these are past clients. So you can say who you want to send a broadcast out to, right? Because you should have your clients on your FitPro newsletter. You should have past clients on your FitPro newsletter. You should have prospects on your FitPro newsletter. You should have local media contacts, right, on your FitPro newsletter. I can't tell you how many times FitPro newsletter clients, customers like trainers, have gone and gotten on TV because they had the local media, the producer of the local news broadcast or newspaper on their email list. And as we keep pumping out these great articles and making you look like a fucking pro, they reach out to you and they go, hey, we want you to come and do a whole segment for us. So you're going to have everybody on your email list, and FitPro newsletter is designed to segment for you. It even does autoresponders for you. So if you decide that, hey, when a client leaves, I'm going to move them from the client bucket into the former client bucket, there's a whole autoresponder sequence that we have for the next 28 days where it sends them really cool emails trying to get them back into the business, right? So it's a complete system to help automate your not only lead generation, but adding value and, of course, getting back past clients. I hope that answered your question. All right, so yes, Boggy, you said, does FitPro newsletter work for CrossFit gyms? It absolutely does. It works for CrossFit gyms. It works for CrossFit gyms, it works for boot camps, and it works for personal trainers. It does not work for yoga and Pilates and aerobics classes. So if you're watching this and you do yoga, Pilates, aerobics classes, do not get FitPro newsletter. It is not right for you. Molly says, when you have the lob, low barrier offer, got it. Do you specify new customers only? Yeah, Molly, I absolutely would. I absolutely would. In fact, what I would even say, if you have people who buy low barrier offer after low barrier offer, you would put just some fine print at the bottom of your site that says you can only redeem one low barrier offer every 6 months, right? Because sometimes you will have people from the community who buy one after another after another. It's shitty, I know, but they do it, right? So you're just going to say, hey, you can have 2 low barrier offers a year or 1 every 6 months. Exactly. All right, and last question. Daniel says, hey, Bedros, how often should I run the same low barrier offer in a year? Very good question. So if you've got a winning low barrier offer that's performing well for you on Facebook, then what you're going to do is you're going to run it at least 4 times a year. You can go up to 6 times a year, but I'd rather you have 2 or 3 different low barrier offers and rotate them 3 to 4 times a year versus running them, every other month, running the same program again, because you're going to burn it out pretty quickly, right? So again, if you've got a low barrier offer that works well for you, run it 4 times, 5 times, maybe 6 times a year, but don't go every month because it's just going to burn out and lose its sizzle. Does that make sense? All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. I had a wonderful time doing this broadcast for you guys. If you liked this broadcast, please make sure to share it. And of course, I want to thank all of you watching this because this fan page, I just looked this morning, we've got something like 69,700 fans that we built organically throughout the fitness industry. So thank you for helping me get to almost 70,000 fans on Facebook. I love you guys. I'll see you guys later. The only thing you get paid for is done. Think about that. Success manifests itself when you work your ass off. So the people that you hang out with and the thoughts that occupy your mind are the number 1 and 2 reason for failure or success. And if you have self-doubt, if you don't believe that you deserve it, if you don't believe that you're worth it, you're going to stop right there before ever executing it. The best leaders know that enthusiasm will motivate and inspire and move people to action.